Hi guys, I just thought it would be nice to have a catch up with Mark. Obviously, we haven't been as much as we would like. Good time really. Obviously, end of the flat season, coming to a national hunt season, just getting going. And yeah, just to reflect what has been a brilliant flat year for you. You said you'd kind of changed how you were doing things with the flat, and you've had some great results.
Yeah, I mean we needed to. You've got to be proactive in this game. And previous years the flat results weren't good enough. And if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, it's not going to change. So we've really changed it. I mean, we've had some nice horses come through, which helps, but also we changed the training methods quite a bit, quite radically, really. And the results have been much better. We've had 18 winners on the flat, which is our best year by a couple of winners. But yeah, the previous seasons we were sort of at 10, 11, and it just wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
And we sort of all realised that. And we had a chat at the start of the season, me and the team, and it's what we've done has paid dividends, so it's great.
Absolutely, and I think highlights obviously second in the Great St Wilfred and second in the consolation race, and it was a little bit unlucky really because they split into two sides, and your horse won actually both sides of their races. So it was yeah, if they'd drawn the other side, you could have possibly had a double on that day.
Yeah, no, it was great results. So it just takes time. Second in the consolation. Kodiak Thriller, who's been a great addition to the yard this year, he was second in the Great St Wilfred, ran his heart out. He also went on to run at the Curragh, so our first runner in Ireland, finished fourth in a 150 grand handicap there. So that was great. Yeah, he's been a real good horse, and obviously Spiora Delta, he's been flying the flag. He's won 5 this year. He's been a wonderful horse. I think we paid 2,500 for him as a yearling.
Yeah.
He's won about 107,000, I think, and just been a great fun horse for his owners.
And I think it just goes to show if they have a bad year, you don't kind of lose faith, because the year before last wasn't great, was it? And then you got well handicapped. And
well, exactly, and that was just one of those horses. He was always going to bounce back, and at the start of this season, it dropped to a mark of, I think he was 69 or something, and he's an 80 horse all day long, so he was always going to come back. So the different training, I think, had really benefited him, because he's shown form. Even I think he's a 5-year-old. He's shown form that he's never shown us before. Really, he's just been far better. I do think we've picked some nice races that were good value races, and maybe not the strongest. I think we've done well that way with him. But he's run his heart out all season.
yeah, brilliant. And obviously Daydream Believer run well consistently, got three wins in a row, which was great. And yeah, it's been brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, Daydream's she's a pleasure to have, really. I mean, Annie Cook rides her every day. I can't take much of the credit for her, really. Annie does her own thing with it, doesn't go out with a string. She knows exactly what that horse needs, and the right thing for me to do is to leave Annie to it. She just does a great job with it.
Yeah, brilliant. And obviously a big change for next year. You've got a big focus on yearlings. I think you've got 10 yearlings this time. Last year you only had 2 yearlings, a winner and a second. So yeah, it's good to get the young ones in, isn't it?
It is, and you know, it's the dream with that type of horse, and we love to have them. Some of them aren't going to turn out champions. You hope 1 or 2 will end up really good. But yeah, I think we've got a nice bunch this year. A selection of all different types of horses, but definitely more quality than we've had before.
Brilliant. And then looking forward, obviously, got the jump season. I think the first question is, obviously, your star last year of the National Hunt season was Battleborn Lad. How's he? Is he?
He's fine. He had a bit of a setback end of last season, but he's on the comeback trail. We won't see him until the new year, but he'll be one that will be taking over fences. And yeah, he's a good horse, and I say we've got a lot more quality really than we used to have.
Yeah. So anything else really for us to follow for the jump season?
Well, I think we've got a number of sort of reasonably well handicapped horses. I think Royal Mags is one to look out for. She'll be out in December. She's pleased us with her early work. We haven't had her very long, but definitely one to watch out for. So Push the Button has done really nicely, and
you were saying he runs Saturday, doesn't he?
Yeah, so he runs on Saturday at Wetherby. We're not sure which way we're going to go with him after that. Whether I do fancy maybe getting qualified for the Potemps handicap hurdle at Cheltenham, but there's also a couple of novice chases there that might suit him. So we'll see how the next couple of runs go before making any lofty plans with him. But
Yeah.
he's certainly had a good start.
Yeah, so you're just walking around, you're looking at the horses, and obviously you've drop kick and you've had Buzz Ice Clear already win from novices, so you've got some really smart young horses, and I think just goes to show, given these the time, and kind of you reap the rewards later, don't you?
Well, exactly. I think if you bring them along slowly, rather than thrashing them to run well in the novice hurdles, bringing them along slowly, these young jumpers, you can't beat it really. And obviously Buzz Ice Clear and Drop Kick have shown benefits of that early patience. And they're two horses that should go forward now. I think both nice horses. I was very pleased with Drop Kick the other day. And hopefully they'll both go on to win another couple.
Yeah, and hopefully, obviously, our Rock DJ and Delhi Counter will both kind of do similar down the line.
Yeah, exactly. Rock DJ's done nothing but please us with his early work. I say the thing about him is his jumping is just unbelievable. And I think he's going to be he'll be a nice hurdler, but I think he's a very exciting chaser for the future.
Brilliant. So yeah, I mean that kind of covers everything. So we've just got some questions from some of the guys. We'll start with Sam Carson. He says, does Mark think it's better to stick with an original plan sometimes when you win rather than running under penalty simply because you're trying to beat the handicapper?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. I think there is a time to run with a penalty, and there's a time sometimes you get forced into doing it. I don't know the exact statistics of horses running with penalties, but I suspect it's quite poor. It's fine with something that's going to go up 10 plus pounds, but it's a big ask for horses, especially jumping, to come out a few days later and do it all again. You've got to have a lot in hand to do that. So I'd be a fan of, on the whole, it's not always the case, and there's never any black and white, but just giving them take whatever the handicap gives you, and stick with your plan of a couple 2 or 3 weeks and go again. Especially when it's marginal. If you're going up 8 and you're having to run with a 6 or 7 pound penalty,
of course.
There's just no point doing it, in my opinion.
John asks, what are your thoughts on times of a race when looking at form? Are you a believer that obviously the best time's the best horse, or do you think there's variables?
No, definitely variables. I think it can be very confusing looking at times. You can compare, for example, a listed race with a handicap, and your horse might finish second in a 0 to 70 handicap. The listed race has been half a second quicker. It doesn't mean you'd be in the mix in a listed race. Sometimes the best times are put up by lesser horses just because they've gone a solid pace
of the race. Yeah.
They do tell you, and what I'm a big believer, if they've done a fast time, the form of that race will probably stand up. So for example, you look at Chasing Out the Blues' race the other day. That will be in a horrendously slow time. Doesn't mean they're bad horses in it.
Yeah.
It just means they've gone no pace early on. So
you can pick holes in the form kind of thing, can't you?
Oh yeah, but if they've gone a solid pace end to end, it's a fast pace. You can trust that form will stand up.
Dan asks, would love to know a plan for Push the Button, please. It looked a nice race you won at Carlisle.
Yeah, we touched on that. Obviously, we're running at Wetherby on Saturday, and then we'll just play it by ear a bit. There's obviously the big festivals. We'd love to go to Cheltenham, but there's so many options for the horse. He won over 2 miles at Carlisle. I'm sure he'll still stay 3. He's a good hurdler.
Yeah.
He's also looking like he's going to make a nice chaser. So we'll have to keep things a little bit fluid and play it by ear a bit. But we are going to aim to take him some decent races in the new year.
Takes a little bit of pressure off that he kind of already got his win on the board, isn't it?
Especially when you spend that sort of money on a horse, you just want it to do well for the owners, and for him to win first time was a relief really.
Chris Vallis asks, what's your aims for the national hunt season, and which horse are you particularly looking forward to?
National hunt, I think we've got 26 winners, something like that last year, so we'll just be looking to better that. If we can get up to 30 plus, that'd be great.
And horses wouldn't be one of the obvious ones that maybe...
Very hard. Right at the start of the season, I did pick out Forest Blaze as one to follow. I was disappointed with him the other day, but I do have a feeling he will come good. And apart from the obvious horses, he's probably one to look out for.
Brian, I know you've upped your ambitions with the yearlings. Is a plan to invest in 1 or 2 novice hurdlers who could get us to Cheltenham?
I mean, we just take things as we come.
Yeah.
I take orders. If someone comes to me,
Yeah.
we're not in a position where we can just go and buy a horse for 100 grand and hope we can sell it.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I need someone coming to me,
Yeah.
and hopefully, all we can hope is do the best with what we've got, and those sort of orders will come in time. It's not going to happen overnight, but
And I mean, of course,
you've got to prove yourself.
as well, you can have a horse for 20,000 that can be as good as one for 100,000, can't you?
Yeah,
You just need to get lucky,
so,
really.
No, we take it as we come, but we are aiming. You know, we're always aiming to get better horses.
Lee Watson asks, for the National Hunt season, a couple of horses who were well handicapped to follow. You've obviously touched on Forest Blaze there.
Yeah, well, I thought Forest Blaze. I still think Dropkick and Buzz Ice Clear have got
bit in hand.
Got a bit in hand. I'd like to think at times that they're going to be a bit better than 0 to 100 horses, really. Obviously, Rock DJ. We're hoping he'll improve a lot as well.
Time,
so hopefully he'll have a bit in hand.
And the last question, Michael Rogers asks, who's going to be the star on the flat next year for the team? I want for us to keep in our notebooks.
Well, it's hard. I wouldn't like to say about any of the yearlings yet because we just don't know enough about them. Maybe not a star, but I think one to really look out for next year that I think is quite well handicapped is Gwen's Girl. She was second at Carlisle on debut for us as a 2-year-old. Disappointed on the all-weather and then ran okay at Redcar the other day. But I just think she's a big, tall filly. She was never a 2-year-old. I think there's a lot of improvement in her.
Wonderful. Well, no, we wish you good luck. And like I say, we just want to thank you and your team for all your hard work for us and goes to show for every owner, I suppose, that you've got in the yard. So, no, thank you and good luck for the rest of the season.
Cheers.